Hello everyone, it's Yogi here. I hope you're well. This is 48 past uh, 8 o'clock in London, and I hope you are having a really great day. And today is our SAL day with Kim Jacobs, and bring your project along, and this is going to be a fantastic session here. So today I'm working on the Valentine Valentine Nook by Kim Jacobs. And so this piece I've only started maybe about a month ago, and it's going really well. I'm kind of stitching a slightly different order, different way, and I can't wait to give you some love today. And so this piece, I'm stitching on 14 counts, and this is Ada kind of left over from other projects, and is perfect size for this project. And by the way, this is a mini version of Valentine's Nook. I think there's a regular, I'm not sure there's a max color one, but I just see this piece. When I look at the mock-up, let me quickly show you here. It's beautiful. Are you ready? Ah, look at this picture of love and happiness. And I love these two little cats in front of the chairs there. And I can't wait to stitch those kitties. And so this is the 14 count. When I saw this pattern, for some reason, in my mind, I just saw this lovely shape of cross stitches. I want the stitches to be nice and big. You know, I work on a lot of 25 counts or 22 counts. For some reason, when I see this piece, I just knew this is a 14 count project for me. So this is what I'm doing today. And to track the, just to give you some idea of where I am right now. So I'm using Saga for this project here. So let me just bring up my stats here. So on upper left, 3.94. Will I be able to reach 4% today? My goodness. And as usual, I am going to create with a little sprint session here to record my process, my progress today. There you go. And this would track my stitch counts and also roughly the time I'm stitching. So before I start, let me just quickly look at the chat. Hello, everyone. Let's see who's here today. Sarah, she says, hello, everyone. And Suzanne as well. Hi, Suzanne. And Clover Stitcher as well. She says, hi, all. Ready to stitch here, working on a stitching shelf by Amy Stewart. Every day is Amy Stewart Day, so no problem there. Time to pick up those needles and get busy, absolutely. And let me just switch back here. And Nikki's here as well, a naughty girl. Nikki says, hello everyone, working on my studio by Kim today. If you don't know what this piece look like, look up Studio by Kim. It's absolutely gorgeous. Very tempted, very tempted. And Suzanne says, I'm celebrating the SAL day by buying a Kim pattern. Well done, girl. Yes, never too many Kim Jacobs patterns. And Janelle is here as well. Good morning from Australia. She says, good morning, everyone. And nice and early, she's joining us today. And let's say who else is here. Well done. And Carla Hill. Are you the lady who's going to join us on Swiss Shop? Yes, you are. She says, I bought 28 counts DMC fabric for my Swiss shop, but still work on getting more floss as I need it. Take it slowly. I mean, you can always build up your colors, you know, just look at the first page, the area you're going to stitch in, and get those colors first. Well done, colors, joining the gang as well for Saturday's new start, Amy Stewart Day, every Saturday from now on. And we're going to, probably about 7 of us, the brave ones, the heroes, we're going to start a new project together. We're going to make the first stitch of Sweet Shop together. And Oh, Carla says, I reached 12% on Kim Jacobs. Let me know which project from Kim that you're working on. And Lisa is there. I'm working on dried flowers. You know, I'm going to pull out that piece maybe on the regular day and give it some more love. I need to work on that piece as well because I know some people are moving forward far ahead of me already. Outrageous. And Heather is here as well. Heather H. She says, hello everyone. Happy Wednesday. Indeed, happy every day. Every day. Every day is a happy stitching day. And River is here as well. Hello, River. And Susan C. Hello, everyone. She says, and Woo Woo is here as well. Welcome, Woo Woo. Welcome back. So let's start. So let me bring on my little mock-up and views here. So I'm on Saga, so I can bring you this little app view here. Some of you might be interested to see what it looks like. And let me switch back to the full view here just to show you what I'm doing here today. So as you can see, the formation of the stitches for this piece for me is slightly unusual, okay? So I did start from the upper left corner there. There's a block there. So I use the system that Saga, the app, is allowing me to do to define any kind of particular sort of area that I want to work on at one particular time. I just fill in the stitches there. I can go from minimum to maximum in terms of stitch counts per color, or the other way around. There are many options. But once when I finished the upper left corner, I was thinking, where shall I go next? And this pattern, you probably have noticed already, there's a built-in frame there. So this is not just margins for the piece. The white area and the red lines are part of the design. So what happens here, when I'm working on this piece, I said, well, if I move right or move down, both of them are very similar in terms of color palettes and pattern as well. So what I did, okay, controversial, I know, I decided to move diagonally downwards. So I'm at, let me just move this little box here just to highlight the second block I worked on. So I actually worked on this block first because I thought, well, I was inspired by the checkerboard patterns there. I'm not doing the checkerboard, but I thought, well, it doesn't matter. I'm working on these blocks in isolation. So it doesn't matter where I go as long as the location is accurate, right? So I have a lot of freedom. So once I completed that, I moved down here and also completed this session. You can see the little heart shape forming there. It's so exciting. I'm very tempted to just keep moving toward the center area. And so my plan is I'm going to dip in and out of the borders, because the borders, you know, if you're in the right move, it's quite enjoyable to stitch because it's, you don't have to think much, that there's a lot, you know, there's very little confetti there, if at all. And if I get a little bit bored or fatigued, I will come back to the center area and keep moving forward. So today my plan is I am going to go up here and fill up the remaining stitches. There is only one color left. If you look at the remaining stitches, that's the last color, the highest stitch counts, and just one color. So I can fly through this area and see how I do today. And once I've done that, or even partially completed, I think my plan is to move the working area toward the right there. So anything below these border areas, it's the center bit, the fun bit. They're all fun. But I want to give myself the freedom to go in and out of this very different kind of stitching area in terms of color distributions there, or the number of colors involved. And maybe, you know, halfway through, I'll start to start this section. So I'm very, very excited to see what I will be discovering here. So this beginning of the session, I am going to work on the final color for this area right here. So you can track my progress, and because all the unstitched areas is they share the same color, so literally I cannot made mistakes. Okay, well, you never know. With me, anything is possible. So with that, let's start. Oh my God, this piece is so beautiful. And I've got my London buzz, my needle minder here. And let me know, guys, what you're working on and what you're drinking with this session. Again, I am having a bit of leftover coffee from earlier on, and then a cup of freshly brewed peppermint tea. Let me just take a sip of my tea. It's really important. Power stitching, power drinks, okay? Oh, so good. And let me just quickly have a little look of our chat here. Oh, Lorraine is joining us today as well. She says, hello, everyone. I'm starting dry flowers today. Amazing. What a beautiful piece, dry flowers. And Adventures is here as well. Hello, Adventures. And she says, I'm not home right now, but wanted to pop in to say hi. Thank you so much for saying hi, everybody. Hi to Adventures of Stitching. And River, yes, beautiful, everyone. And oh, Carla Hill, I'm really tempted to get the King Jacob Studio. I said go for it. It's actually a pretty new pattern, only came out maybe May this year, and I'm very tempted to get a copy as well. I think Heaven and Earth still doing their sale, so there's no better time than now. Go for it. Go for it. You can always keep it in your folder safely. It's not going. There you go. Sorry about that, guys. I think my camera is playing up. Hopefully you can hear me. Give me a little wave, if thumbs up, if you can see the picture back. I think it happened once a couple of days ago, but it comes back very quickly. For some reason, maybe it's the connection of the cable. I will check, but hopefully no more glitches today. You never know. It's live, you know. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. So let me move down a little bit. I want to work on this area and fill in the last stitches here. So 14 count here. And oh, excellent, excellent. Thank you, everyone. I like the pink hands. Thank you, everyone. And so I am going to fill in the final color for this block here. If the camera ever plays up again, just, you know, stay there, stay put, and I'll bring it back on. It happens, it happens. And so the final color here I'm going to be doing is 225. 225. 225. It's a beautiful pink, actually. It looks pretty white, but it's pink. So I'm working 2 strands. I'm going to take 2 here. So, oh, this one, I can only take 1 because these, the threads here, the DMC threads, I generally cut them on the shorter side because I use 1/1 with DMC most of the time. But with this one, it's 2/1, 2/1 full cross. So I actually cut some, when I top up the floss, the colors, I cut them, I double the length. So I can do my favorite loop start here. So, so this is what I'm doing. So this color, I actually topped up some more floss the other day. So I managed to cut the threads a little bit longer, double the length, essentially. Oh, this piece is just so romantic, so warm, and so loving. I absolutely love it. And this is what this stitch along is about. This SAL is about, is to appreciate the artist's work. You know, we're stitching every bit, every little corner of the design. Even if someone just buying a piece of artwork and hang it on the wall, they're looking at the piece from afar. But us stitchers, we're stitching every piece of this work with our hands, looking at every pixel here. And it's special. You really get to appreciate every nook and cranny, every corner of the beautiful work. And this is what these SALs are about, you know, with Amy Stewart, with Kim. They're probably two of our favorite artists when it comes to stitching. I know there are many, many really lovely, amazing artists, but one at a time, one at a time. So I think I'm going to take it down here just to keep it sort of manageable here. I'll try to keep up with the chat here. Carla says, I already have got so many waiting patterns. You and me, darling. You and me, darling. So I still have patterns I have not even go near just yet. Because I think, you know, sometimes when you keep the patterns in the folder, you might not feel immediate need to do them, but the time will come and you know when you're ready. Because then when you look at those patterns, they start to come back and haunt you. You start to think about them, you think about what it's like to stitch them, and you know it's time. But until then, they'll safely be waiting in your folder. Suzanne says, I just finished some coffee, so I'm bubble water, lovely. And she says, I'm working on my bridge for now. It's a beautiful piece. I still have to do my temperature stitching for today, which is a sloth with the glasses. Wow. Yes, some guys, the system was explained by some of our chatters a few sessions ago. I had no idea what it was, temperature stitching. I'm learning new things every day, every day. Move it down a little bit more here. Woo says, I'm working on an Ex Machina by Chris Ortega. I'm a monogamous stitcher. Whoa, that's very special. Round of applause for Woo Woo. It's your Rebri. Oh, no, Woo Woo, if you ever wonder, you know, why you're monogamous and not like rest of us, you will soon find out. You will soon find out. You just hang out with us. And things might change. You never know. You never know. Rose is here. Hello, Rose. And let's see. Frankie's here as well. Frankie says, hello, everyone. Say hello to Frankie. Frankie says, I have a question about CX, a cross-stitch paradise. Are there any experts in house? So Frankie's referring to this app called Cross Stitch Paradise, which exists on Android devices and currently is used by some of us to convert PDFs to Saga compatible, also Paradise compatible. So even though my experience of it has been just using the conversion feature, it's an app, markup app on its own right. So any expert in house maybe can help out Frankie if she has questions. I'm no expert. I've just only used the conversion feature. Rivers working on rustic farmstead, 82.63%. Okay, let's be very precise there. Amazing. It's the last stretch, right? and she's drinking ice water. Very, very nice choice. Oh, this one I have insert a needle the wrong corner there. I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. And this is so relaxing because all the unstitched stitch area is filled by this color. I don't have to think. I don't have to look at the pattern. I just keep going. And this is what makes this method so fun, because in the beginning it's a bit slow. You build up, you know, stitches with lower stitch counts, colors with lower stitch counts. And once you get to the last one, man, you just fly. Well, not flying as fast as some of you, but for me is lightning speed, lightning speed. Oh, so Nikki, yes, Nikki has some experience there. Nikki can help you out, perhaps. Clover says, I'm excited to be joining on a Saturday SAL. Yes, bring your Amy Stewart piece and just let's appreciate her work together. There's not enough appreciation for this lady. Oh, hang on. Yes, you're right. I didn't even look at the pattern. Suzanne says, I think you've got that color down. Yes, I have. I just forgot to move forward. Yes. But why? Oh, it's this one. This one. Oh, goodness. So I'm stitching the wrong color then. Well spotted. Well spotted. What do I do without you guys, chat? And, but luckily, these areas are quite, the color changes are quite subtle, so I'm gonna pretend this hasn't happened. Yes, so what happened was I was highlighting the last color. Oh, it's so handy to have the app on the screen because you guys can monitor for me. That's quite right. So it's actually 819. Let's pretend the last stitches are just correct. No problem at all. 819. I'm warming up, guys. I'm warming up. So it's a slightly paler and little bit kind of off-white. Let me see if I can pull a longer one out. I've got two lots there. So this one's the longer ones that I added later on. So I don't need to pull out two strands. Thank you, Suzanne. What do I do without you guys? Yes. So I'll see how it goes. If it doesn't look too odd, I'll just leave them there because I did these ones. That's really not too bad because there's some sort of color transition around here anyway. So no one will know. No one will know. Thank you, Suzanne. Thank you, Suzanne. Yes, that's... I just didn't look at the pattern at all. As I promised, didn't refer to it. And see what happened. And... so Frankie's needs some technical support there to get to Saga, I presume. And luckily we have many people on the chat have gone through that painful process. So it might be able to help you. But once you get over those hoops, you'll be okay. It's a lovely, lovely app to use. Let me put that bit out. Now we're back on again. We're good. We're good. No one noticed. It didn't happen, okay? We've been stitching this color all along. All along. You didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. Why is there a little bit of fluff? I'm catching this thread there. off you go. Grace is in the chat. Grace says, hi everyone. I'm working on dried flowers today. Beautiful piece. Beautiful piece. Where was I? Here. There. Carla says my favorite tea is Earl Grey and bergamot. So Earl Grey, I suppose, is it's got a little bit of caffeine in there, right? And yes, very, very, very unique flavor, Earl Grey. And bergamot, I suppose, I presume it's probably herbal tea. Bergamot is kind of citrusy, isn't it? Sounds good to me. Clover Stitcher says, Saturday, so I'll be stitching the Swiss shop with you. Oh, lovely. We have one more joiner for our new start. Do not cheat, okay? No cheating, no cheating. We're starting together at the same time. And she says, I got it last night. I'm waiting for the fabric now. Well, let's hope the safe arrival of the fabric. I was so relieved when I got it a couple of days ago. You know, you never know with the deliveries, and they normally give you a window of delivery, like in a few days, but you don't know which day it's gonna come. And I'm glad it's early rather than late. So tomorrow I'm gonna block off some time to do the seams up for the edges. I'm gonna be a good girl and get my sewing machine out and do a little bit of stitching. Maybe stitch up some other pieces that I cheated with tape as well. Might as well, while I have the machine out, while I remember how to sew. I'll probably do those ones as well. Get them all done. It would be quite a therapeutic session. Sometimes I kind of see it as a chore and go, well, I just put some tapes in. But if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. So I'm looking forward to that. Natalia is here in the chat as well. Natalia, the lovely Natalia is here. And let me know if you're stitching as well, Natalia, and what you're drinking as well. Tea or coffee or whatever drink of your choice for your power stitching session. Yesterday we look at one of the webs from Natalia. Is absolutely beautiful. It looks so unique the way she stitches, kind of parking and stitching to all directions like a firework. I like it. And if you haven't joined our group on Facebook yet, then come join us. Oh, this will be a good time. Maybe I post a link on the chat. It's in the description as well if you look into the description, but I'll post it on the chat anyway for your convenience. And let's have a look. Let's just paste that in and let me pin it. Beautiful. Patricia is here. Hello, darling. She's from Australia, so nice and early there. We've got many early risers from Australia joining us on a regular basis. Suzanne says, I have a question about when you're doing 14 counts. When you're doing a mini to max stitches, do you do the full cross or Danish method? Very good question. Danish method basically is, if you don't know what it is, you do one leg first and then the other leg back. So when you have stitches of the same color running along vertically or horizontally, you can just do one leg. I can just do it now. So I do a mixture of both, Suzanne. So I used to be a Danish stitcher, probably most of the time when I was doing kids like dimensions, just as I'm doing here. Actually, I'm gonna do full crosses of these ones first and take it over there. Then I can do the Danish way for you. So I used to be a Danish Danish student. Danish. I'm just thinking sweets now. Pastry. Danish stitcher. I think there's another name. Is it runner stitches, or maybe I'm not correct. But I used to do that majority of the time because that's how I was taught to stitch. And what happens when you stitch like that? Your back is so nice and neat. But since I started full coverage, let me demonstrate this for you. I think most of you probably know, just in case some viewers, they're new to cross stitching. So I'm doing essentially one leg at a time. So you can see it like this. So the answer for you is I do both. I do both. It really depends on the where I want to take my threads to. So let's say if as I'm stitching this row here, what I want to do is be wanting to able to start from the following row from the left to right again, then I'll do a Danish stitches. But I'm not too particular one way or the other. Sometimes I do full cross back, maybe just take my thread over, it's not too far away. But if I feel like I want to return to a position that's kind of slightly, away from where the last stitch is, then I do it this way, because then when I complete these stitches, I'm back to where I was. So I can start from the left to right again, or right to left. You can do it the other way as well. So that's my answer for you. I do a bit of both. But when I was doing smaller kids like dimension, where there's almost no confetti, right? If you have done dimension projects before, dimensions kids before, then you know that running stitches is Danish stitches is very neat and tidy way of stitching, because your back is it's got minimum build up for the back, because all the thread is kind of vertical. So I use a mixed bag for full coverage. Patricia says 6 a.m. and already 2 coffees. That sounds about right. So if you have to get up at 6 in the morning, multiple coffee is in order. Totally understand. But otherwise, particularly with smaller stitches like 50, 25 counts, etc., I try to do full cross, because there have been occasions that I forget that I miss the second leg for some stitches, because I'm just not looking at it carefully. And I can do a reverse running stitch, sort of Danish for you. So I'll do the reverse. I'm coming from upper right in terms instead of bottom left, because when I finish these 3 stitches, I want to come back to the right. So what I do is just from upper right to the bottom left corner. You just do a reverse order. And this is great, because if you're like me, you don't want any floating threads as much as humanly possible. You do it this way, and when I finish these 3 stitches, I'm coming back to the right. Everything's nice and tucked in. No floating threads like that. So great question, Suzanne. And I can keep going to the next stitch because I know all the area here unstitched are being filled in by this color alone. What a freedom, huh? And Laura Crimson says, hello, new watcher here. Welcome to the chat. And watching Hollow Crown and working on my stamped cross stitch, a Yusu kit. Wow, that sounds exotic. I hope you're enjoying it. I don't know what Hollow Crown is. Is that a TV thing? I hardly watch TV, and I don't have the patience for TV series, so I am very ignorant when it comes to anything that's going on in the TV land. But I hope you enjoy it, and hope we're keeping you company as you're doing your project. Suzanne says, okay, that sounds like what I was thinking how I do it. Yes, I think intuitively you just adapt and use all techniques in terms of stitching to complete your project. I think, you know, if you're doing, as I said, smaller projects like Dimension, and they're charted in a very different way, right? You tend to run across a lot of a block of flat colors. It's not unusual at all. One color at a time. Very little confetti. Close to none, really. If I think about how they're charted, then Danish way is very neat and tidy way of stitching. But it's not always possible with projects like this because it's less frequent. You have kind of a entire row of the same color. I mean, you can skip a couple of stitches. That's okay. You can just keep going. But I know Gemma from Gemma Stitches, she does that whenever possible. So it's quite nice to watch. She's incorporating both techniques as well. Natalia says, unfortunately, fabric for my Kim project still on the oh, so I'm working on my biggest piece. Oh yeah, I hope they arrive safely. I know, but it's exciting, isn't it? It's on the way. It's on the way. That's the thing about you know, delivery. You just never know. Never know. Oh, I missed one comment about Natalia says, of course I'm stitching. Yeah, well, a silly question. Of course I'm stitching. Being at a birthday party of 4-year, oh, 4-year boy. Right. It was loud. Kids party, seriously. Now need to calm down stitching. Yes. Find some peace and quiet from kids party. My goodness. Yes, you definitely can do with a spot of peaceful stitching with us. Carla says, I also avoid floats. Yes, referring to the floating threads. Yes, I know ultimately if you look at the bag, as long as it's not too bad, some floating thread still could happen. But I just like to incorporate that into the way I stitch. I just love the idea that everything is tucked in. You know, occasionally, you know, I wouldn't float over 3 stitches. That's kind of my comfort zone there. And But most of the times I want to make sure that any thread that I carry over anywhere can be stitched down. And it's up to individuals. I've seen people doing, you know, long distance cross country, like what Nikki would be doing, cross planet. Yeah, the controlling the back in terms of, you know, the floating thread control would be tricky. It's still possible. It doesn't mean, as long as you going sort of same direction without, you know, too crazy, being too crazy, then it's still possible to have a reasonable looking bag. But then again, maybe this is not critical for some people, and which is fine. We're made differently. And stitch in a way that makes you happy. There. And I'm going to continue to fill in this area here, but I'm going to leave the area down here and come back later. I'm going to move over to the right there and start a new block. Okay, so I'm not going to get fatigued, you know, because sometimes, particularly with pale colors, my eyes just get a little bit bored, even though it's a lovely, lovely color, sort of cream with slight tint of pink. Nikki says water for me. Yeah, because she's doing power stitching. She's an athlete. You need sports drink or water. Water is good. River says the typewriter method is fast. I'm loving it. So you have switched. Amazing. Yes, it is nice and fast. And I'm thinking about incorporating that to more projects. You know, we can switch back and forth anytime we want with the methods. There's no commitment there. So just have fun. Just switch to the method that makes you happy. And also trying out new ways of stitching as well. You never know. You know, when I switch methods, the project literally feels like a new project. It's a brand new world. So, you know, it's another way to kind of bring freshness into something that maybe you've been working on for a long time. And recently, I switched from full cross to half crosses, 10 stitches with my Gecko Rouge project. So it's a project I've been working on for over 3 years. I just needed something new. And the 10 stitches, just perfect. Now I'm just loving that project so much. I keep wanting to go back and do more. And the result, you know, you literally can't tell the difference between the two kind of stitches on that stitch count. You know, on larger stitches, maybe you're able to tell, but 25 count, literally, you cannot tell the difference. And it's double speed-ish. I can't promise. But it is faster, obviously. Carla Hills says, I thought of stitching all the 310. Oh, okay, 310 is the black. I thought of stitching all the 310 color in the sweet shop first, as there are quite a lot of stitches in that color. And I bought 10 scans. Oh goodness. Yes, you might have a good company here, because just yesterday, I think, if I remember correctly, Nikki says she might pick the three colors that's got most stitches of the entire piece of Sweet Shop and start there with cross planet, well, not even country, cross planet stitching. You can join in her adventure as well, or manners, should I say. I think you two both need to wear helmets when you start the project, because just for health and safety reasons, okay, guys? Stitch safely. Tracy Dumas. She says, hello, hello. Hello to Tracy, everyone. Frankie says, I baked cookies today. How cruel of you to mention that. I don't have cookies. I have chocolate though. And yes. Oh, that sounds amazing. I can smell the cookies just as you say it. When you say I bake cookies, I can literally smell the aroma of cookies. How weird is that? I love baking as well. Absolutely love baking. And Carla Rebello is here. She's from Portugal. Say hello to Carla. She says, hi, Yogi and everyone. Nikki says, the troublemaker. She says, I'm going to extreme cross country with the higher three colors. Yes, as I stated. So, oh, we'd love to see how that goes. Brace yourself, everyone. It's gonna be a ride. So with top three, when you say top three, would you do one at a time? I presume you probably switch between the three. Oh, I would love to know your decision making on when you switch. A few more stitches here in this block here. The color is so wide. Sometimes you can't even tell which one is stitched properly. I need to look carefully. Yes, it would be a nice challenge. That's what we want, right? Freshness, learn new things and new challenges, and you have nothing to lose there, other than you might ended up stitching a very different looking piece with extreme cross-bound country. Other than that, all good, all good. I'm gonna just wander around my neighborhood safely, okay? I'm doing me. You do you. Wishful thinking, Sarah. She says, hi everyone, thank you, bought cookies for us. Sarah, the other day you had cakes and you didn't share with us. You were just showing off. Okay, so you know what it's like. Today's your turn. No cookies for you. Oh, Frankie says peanut butter, chocolate chips, oatmeal. Oh goodness. Stop it. Stop it, Frankie. Oh, man, that's a good combination. Peanut butter, chocolate chips, oatmeal. I love oatmeal. Damn. I try to eat low carb as much as I can, but occasionally I do crave for a bit of oatmeal. And lentils. I love my lentils. Oh, is Dante here as well? I missed it. Hello. Hello, Dante, Alice. And let's have a look. Oh, Cheryl is here as well. Cheryl says, hello, ladies. Maybe some gentlemen as well, if you're if you're not a lady, wave your hands. It's okay. You're safe here. Susan says healthy option. Yes, the oatmeal element does make it look a lot healthier, isn't it? Great choice. Oh, Nikki says, referring to the three-color extreme cross-country, she says, I think I would do the three colors until I move my Q snap. Okay, well, it depends on how big your Q snap is, you know. And right, so you're gonna fill in. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. So you're gonna frame your fabric and you're gonna cross stitch with one color at a time. Are you doing color completion within that Q snap area? And then once you run out of stitches, you move on to the next one, and so on and so forth until you have to move your Q snap. That's a plan. That's a plan. So you're not moving. Yesterday, I thought you were going to do the entire project, three colors at a time. You might just do that. Okay, I don't want to give you ideas, Nikki, because you're the kind of lady that would just do it. So I don't want to give you ideas. Just stay within your Q snap, okay? I might find a Q snap is enormous, probably because Q snaps you can build your own, customize the size, don't you? And we might end up with something as big as a scaffolding, or as large as a small bed or something. You never know with Nikki. Susan says I make counting errors in 10 by 20 towers. Well, I make mistakes within 10 by 10. Okay, so you have me as your company. I do make mistakes. Like all the time. I don't want to say all the time, but enough times that I know my place, you know? Oh, Carla says, I like company when I stitch and I learn a little more English because you speak about everything. Yes, we talk about everything under the sun. Everything under the sun. The other day we talked about not being arrested for DMC related smuggling crimes. And we talk about prison system and the trial system. And stay free from prison. Okay, good. Because in prison you might not be able to stitch. That is not good. That should deter you from committing crimes. Susan says oatmeal and raisin. Oh, raisin's good too. Have you tried dry cherry pieces? Oh no, dry raspberry pieces. There's some air dry raspberries you can get sometimes. They're so pricey though, it's scandalous, but they're so good. The sweetness and sourness of raspberry air dried. Oh, And I have tried putting them in cookies as well. They come out beautifully. You can put fresh raspberries as well, like frozen bits, and then mix the frozen raspberries or blueberries in your cookies and bake them. They keep in, they stay in shape, maintain the shapes. A little tip for you: frozen berries for baking. Yes. Oh, I love the sourness of those fruits. And raisins as well. I do love raisins, but there's quite a lot of sugar in there. So I try to have 1 or 2 at a time. Just snack. It's a bit of balance for everything. Hey, Steve is in house as well. Steve waves. Say hello to Steve, our honorable gentleman, our token male in our group. Very brave, Steve. And this one, I'm going to do the last one within this block. So I completed the 3 blocks here. And I'm going to tuck this stitch in to finish. And there are a few more stitches here. I'm going to leave them here and come back later. So I'm going to end this thread here. And what I'm going to do is to move down to this 3x2 area, 6 blocks next to this section there. So what I'll need to do, I'm not gonna mark those stitches yet. I'll come back and let me just show you the full view so you know what I'm doing. So these are the ones. So I finished the top row, the 3 blocks, but you know, I'm going to commit the stitches. Oh, actually, for the stitch count's sake, I might just mark them. Okay, so that's a good point, because I want the stitches to count. So I'm going to just paint over the stitches. It takes a little while because there are quite a few stitches. I have no idea how many they are. Quite a few here. So I'm going to mark these bits. Beautiful. And I'm going to move down. I'm going to move this block. So this block allows me to define the area I want to work in. So I'm going to move to the right here. Oh, a brand new world opens. Lock that. And I'm going to stitch with the inner area. That's where, you know, kind of everything's happening. So I'm going to start here. And in order for me to move forward, I need to grit my fabric. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. So this is how I normally do it. I use a fabric pen, 14 counts. I use ink based pen here. So this is erasable, water solutable. It comes with a solution in the back. You can just use water, but it comes with this solution eraser at the back that you can correct any mistakes, which I do make on a frequent basis. I count the round number of stitches. So I'm going to just extend these lines. They're already there. All I need is 3x2 area. So I'm going to draw the lines on top as well. Why not? So this bit is easier, horizontal lines, because I already have the lines I drew in, previously. I just follow the lines because I know they're correct. So this bit would get a little bit dicey because I'm creating the new vertical lines here. So I'm going to count carefully. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If I do it wrong, just scream at me in the chat, okay? There have been occasions that I counted 9 instead of 10, and I just keep going too far, and it turned out everything else was wrong. So I learned my lesson. I only grid as I go, and if I do make a mistake, then at least I can fix quickly. And I'm gonna do one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's much easier once you have a convention going, and you just extend the lines. But when you draw new blocks, it's always a little bit hairy, at least for me. And just to show you, if I ever make a mistake, all I have to do is, dab some water, or just turn the pen over and just paint over the line, and instantly it disappears. So this is really good. This is from Clover. It's a Japanese brand. They do these fabric pens. I used to use them for sewing and stuff. So look it up. And let's have a look. Shara says I forgot about gentlemen too. I know. I bet there are a lot of gentleman stitchers there. They're just in hiding, They're a little bit shy. And they probably think we're scary, with extreme cross country and everything. But that's just sneaky. The rest of us are gentle souls. We stitch as slow as possible. Not that I can go any faster. So now I am going to bring up the view for you and zoom in. So I'm going to stitch this 3x2 area. That's kind of my comfort zone. I don't want to go too big or too small. So that's lovely. So on my app view here, you can see I've got here, and I'm going to just bring up my color, my thread list here. So these are the threads involved in this 6 blocks alone. Quite a few colors, and it's ordered for me from the other way, from 1 stitch upwards. So I'm going to move up my stitch count. This is a fun way of doing it. Okay, so this is why people love Saga, the app, because it allows you to do it like this. Nikki says, I have a comb of 310 and just bought a comb for 939. Is it a dark color as well? It's 939. For my other piece, I used 11 by 11 square. Oh, inches. Snap, Q-snap. Okay, so 11 by 11 is probably roughly about the same size as my frame here, because my frame here is about 12 inches, but yours would be a square, right? So, okay, manageable area. Not too small, but not too vast, not too big either, because I have Q-snaps that I build up. It's really wide in landscape. So that's a good size. That's a good size. That sounds manageable. Beautiful. So maybe you don't need a helmet. I think it's better that you wear one, okay? And fluorescent, jackets and stuff, just in case. People can spot you from miles away. It's important to stitch safely, ladies and gentlemen. If you're there, I know you're there. And yes, everyone, post your webs on our Facebook groups there. It's so inspiring to see what other people are working on and how they get through their projects. We learn so much in the meantime. So 3A62, my first lucky victim. 3A62. 3A62. 3A61. 3A62 is this little guy here on the left. It's my first number. First color here, only one stitch. So I'm gonna just take one thread here, fold it in two. Carla says, I bumped into a gentleman stitch today in my LYS. What is that? What's that short for? And I almost accosted him. I was so excited. I think if you look up YouTube, there are a few around. There are a few that there's kind of stitching away. Some of them doing full coverage, but a lot of them doing sort of samplers and stuff. And it's always interesting to look at the patterns of their choices. A lot of them stitch sort of bold colors, you know, with patterns. It's interesting. Or posters of movies and stuff. They have slightly different kind of, you know, sensibility when it comes to these patterns. And oh, Tracy says, I like oatmeal cookies with dry cranberries. Yes, cranberry is a really good choice. And cinnamon, stop it, Tracy. No, no, no. Do not put that into my head right now. And cinnamon, I love cinnamon. Man. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Dear, oh dear. Dear, oh dear. 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to count the other side as well. Just make sure my count is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. With a newly gridded area, I want to be ultra cautious. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's better safe than sorry. First stitch, beautiful. And I get to do the loop as well. Let me move it down a little bit here for you. And here. So with this one, I'm going to end it with a self tuck-in. So normally, if I do, my favorite method is tucking in like this. But, oh, see, it's already, because I go from upper to left, I should go from bottom to right. Because my habit is to tuck in the bottom right corner. But when there's a standalone, oh, why not? Why don't I do a boomerang for full cross? Yes, we have that available. So I'm going to, am I too late to do that then? Hang on. Oh, never mind. I'll do it again for the next stitch. Because you can do, apply the boomerang in full cross as well. But this one, I'm going to do a tuck in because I missed the loop there. So I normally just insert the needle toward the center of the stitch and pull the string, the thread down. It's quite secure, but it's even more secure if you're able to do the tuck in with the neighboring stitches, because you take the thread over just in case, even if it comes loose, it probably get tucked in by other stitches. But with a single stitch, that's perfectly fine. And 3A62, I am going to put that in. A62. Gonna just thread it back in and move on to the next color. Right, this one is 3750. 3750. Let me take a sip of my tea here. Well, a vigorous stitching happening here. 3750. It's a dark navy blue. Beautiful. Let me see, just one stitch. So I am going to just take one thread out. Carla says, I want to tell him about our club here, but I think we may have frightened him off. Oh, Carla asks, sorry, where have you bought that pen? Oh, you're referring to the marking pen. I got them from Amazon. So have a look at your country's Amazon. You should be able to find Clover. Just look up Clover erasable pen or something like that, fabric pen. And they're quite good because normally ink-based pens, if you don't use them too frequently, they start to dry and ink start to dry. But it's such a well-made product. It does not do that because I only use the pens from time to time. They come in different colors as well. I've got pink, purple. This one's blue. So you can use them to mark different, borders. There. Beautiful little Q stitch. Completed. 3750. What I love about 14 count is that you can really see the cross nice and clear there. And there's something about that. It's just so pretty. It's like when I look at samplers, I really enjoy the shape of the stitches. Full coverage is, for 25 counts, etc. It's a slightly different exercise. It's more about building the picture. And the smaller the stitches are, in theory, you get finer picture. So that's a different type of, situation. 3326. Oh, 3326. 3326. It's a beautiful pink here. Lovely. I've got one ready here. Let me try to catch up with the chat there while I place this little pink stitch over here. Let's make sure I'm in the right spot. Oh, right. So the name, Carla says, local yarn shop. Right. So the name of a yarn shop. How amazing. Yarn shop is knitting shop is another things I really enjoy going. Just look at the different color yarns, wool. So wonderful. We need more in London, actually. There are not that many, surprisingly, even though I'm sure a lot of people knit. There are just not enough of those type of shops. Beautiful. Oh, you know what? I'm already making mistakes. Oh man, guys, do you know what's happening? I'm one row off with these 2 stitches. I'm supposed, you know what I'm going to do? Being as clumsy as I am, I'm going to remove these 2 stitches. That's perfectly fine. This one is correct. And I just look to the right. I go, hang on a second. These 2 guys are not supposed to be where they are here. They're supposed to be down here. So I'm going to double draw this board. Special reinforcement for Yogi because arm like that. So even though I have the definition drawn, my app and my eyes are not looking in the right place. If I move it, I'll be there. So these 2 stitches supposed to be down here, okay? Oh, well spotted. Well, so this time spotted by me, okay? But at least this one is correct. This one's correct. That is good to know. And I am going to undo this previous 2, and we can start again. It's perfectly fine. Okay, so let me pop this pink one back. River says, is that as fine a point as it appears, Yogi? Does it bleed into the fabric at all? Very good point, River. Let me bring the pen back and explain to you. So you may have noticed with my 25 count projects, or even anything above 20, I don't use this pen, and that's precisely what you've just mentioned. I think it's also to do with the fabric itself, because this is Ada, is quite starched, so it doesn't bleed, and even if it bleeds, it's okay. It's 14 count. Is the line will still fall into the space between the stitches really well, no problem there. But when it comes to even weave, first of all, the stitch counts are higher, so it does bleed. And also I think it's to do with fabric as well, and also the thickness of the line. It looks just perfect for 14, maybe up to 20, but if you're stitching like 20, I think 22 might be okay if you're using Ada, but if you're using even weave, I wouldn't recommend it. That's a very good point. I use pencil, just regular pencils like this, and so far there's no, you can't see the pencil lines once it's stitched over. So, and it doesn't bleed. So, and also yesterday we talked about the friction pens, right? These ones. So I'm going to try out, I think the brand is correct, the one I've got. Watching Joy's Stitchy Dutchy Joy's her video, but I think I probably got the wrong different model anyway, so I don't know whether this one is harder to draw. So I'll try to get the identical one that she's got. She posted on our Facebook that group there, and I'm gonna get those and give it a try. And also I'm gonna get the multicolor set as well, just so I can draw different color lines if I need to. But yes, anything above, I say, 20, then this is probably not the best choice, because it will bleed a little bit, and also the line will be slightly on the thicker side, which you probably don't want. Hey, Lakika is joining the chat as well. She's coming back to us. Happy stitching, everyone. She says, say hello to Lakika. And I'll attempt to cut these off. I can't just forget because it's being tucked in and it's so secure. There's no chance I can just undo it without a weapon like this, which is probably good news. It just shows how secure these stitches are. Just pull it off. Only one stitch, no problem. And this will teach me. Maybe I shouldn't have gridded these the area above, because it would just confuse me, because I'm not stitching in a conventional order. I'm kind of just moving around in slightly different area at a time. There you go, only 2 stitches, no biggie. I am just going to do these ones again, 3A62, hopefully in the right location. 3A62. There you go. I already have my thread here ready. Tracy says, I'm cinnamon obsessed. Oh, it's so cozy, isn't it? It feels Christmas. It's an instant Christmas for me. Cinnamon. It's like a big hug. Cinnamon, anything is a big hug. Cinnamon cookies, my goodness. Stop it. Stop it. The switch needle. That one doesn't like me. And hot chocolate. Oh, stop. Stop, everyone. Stop chat. Cinnamon cookies, oatmeal cookies with hot chocolate. My goodness. And stitching a nice cozy piece of design. Oh, are we in heaven or what? There. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I was counting so really carefully. I was counting in the wrong block. Well done, Yogi. Well done. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. 2, 3, 4. Yes. I think I'm in the right spot. And I'm going to do a full cross version of boomerang. How's that? First leg down. If you've never seen the full cross version, here it comes. And I'm going to do the second leg like normal, but keeping the loop open as I insert the needle to the upper left. And then I'm going to come down to the bottom left and thread my needle over. So this is the other, just like you would do a half stitch boomerang, and insert the needle downwards. There. Nice and secure. That's our full cross boomerang live demonstration. A62. Right. And 3750. 3750. Susan. Yeah, Susan, get a knife in. Susan says, that's funny, Yogi. You did 3 stitches and 2 were wrong. This is a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd, everyone. Yes, you're absolutely correct. 3 stitches and 2 were wrong. Oh, man. And this needle doesn't like me for some reason. And why, you know? This is all working against me right now, everyone. Live on Yogi Stream. You see it with your own 2 eyes. It's true. This could happen. This is not fictional, okay? You may think it's like a movie. You go, well, that's so ridiculous. If someone wrote a script like that, you go, nah, no one would do that. No one would be so clumsy. But it's true. It's happening. I'm going to do another boomerang, okay? Just for the joy of it. Thread it over. Pull it down. And come to the other side. Tuck it nicely. Let's hope this time I've got them correctly, because I really don't want to do them again, okay? It's like deja vu. Twice is quite enough. All right. Carla says, put the needle minder in the incorrect row about the... Oh, that is a very good strategy. If I block it, I'm gonna go, why is my needle minder there? I'm supposed to be stitching. And I'll go, oh no, that's the incorrect position. I can count on you guys. Thank you, Carla. That makes a lot of sense. Sarah says, I love cinnamon orange tea. Well, there's endless combination you can have with cinnamon and cookies and tea. My goodness. And who is rushing out to get cookies? Raise your hands. I can't. I'm live streaming. Oh, I probably would. And let me end that one. So this one I have done correctly. Okay, Carla, I've done this one correctly. 3A60, 3A60. A60 is a lovely brown color. Let me see. It's still one stitch. So I'm going to just pull one strand here. Woo says I'm drinking cranberry and raspberry tea. Whoa, that is a double fruity herbal tea you have there. Sounds lovely. Is it sugar or sugar-free? Everybody's different, isn't it? Let me just pick one needle here. Patricia says she's a ready roll puff pastry. Use cookie cutter for shapes. Sprinkle with cinnamon sugar to taste. Bake it till light brown. Oh, you know what? That is a great, great way of creating cookies. They're so quick. You get those frozen puff pastry. But puff pastry, the texture is a little bit different from cookies, right? It's still delicious. Still delicious. And it's quick as well with those ready-made. Oh, I just make it too easy, don't I? I make it too easy. But it's really easy to mix cookie doughs as well. It's just, you know, it doesn't require that many ingredients. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, no, I'm going to do a loop. I can do a loop here. And now I have a couple of stitches. That's my reference. So hopefully I'll stay in my area, in my little garden here, and not get lost and stray away. And also from here, I might be able to do a tuck in, borrowing this stitch on the right there. It's a little bit of build up there, but you won't be able to see it once it's all done. 3A60. Pop, thread back. Carla says, I'm planning on baking, Carla Hill, she says, I'm planning on baking some buttermilk rusks tomorrow. What are rusks? Is that, I'm not familiar with that, but sounds good. Anything with buttermilk rusks. Sarah's dinner reports back 3 cheese tortellini with, oh, very Italian, with Alfredo sauce. Whoa, did you make the Alfredo sauce from scratch? Nothing wrong with shop bought ones, but homemade is always most delicious. 3A66. 3A6 is a lovely pale color. 3A66. One strip. Sharon say, what happened? I walked away for 10 minutes to make a grilled cheese. You sure you didn't bake some cookies too? I think everybody's very tempted to do that. Just rush to the kitchen and bake some chocolate cinnamon cookies. And with some hot chocolate as well. With grilled cheese. Yeah, the cookie comments trigger a panic baking session with all the stitches. Spontaneous baking happening in the kitchen right now, live on Yogi Stream. This one, I'll do a self tuck in there. It's a lone stitch in the corner there. Three A66. Pop this thread back. Next, oh, I'm moving up to 2 stitches now. 3012, 3012. It's always exciting when you see the number going up. Susan says, Yogi slow cookery channel. Slow baking cookies, everyone. Slow baking. Yes, it's my sister channel, you know, my side gig from stitching, slow baking and slow cooking. Yeah, Cheryl, did you miss the bit that I basically stitched the first 2 stitches incorrectly? Like in a wrong block live here. Oh, I nearly did again. No, pay attention, Yogi, pay attention. This one's supposed to be here. The needle miter trick is good. I probably need to place one underneath as well. I just need a fence around here. That's what I need. A physical fence. That would keep me in the correct area. Or if I had friction pens that are actually working, like Joy's, how Joy's is doing, I could have used a different color pen to mark the area. I do have a different color. Oh, hang on a second. This is supposed to be a 2 stitches situation, and I missed the other one. Seriously, Yogi, what are you doing? So I'm gonna take that up, do another single stitch here. All is good, all is good. No panic here. No need to panic. You can remove that helmet, okay? It's all safe here. I am going to tuck it over here, actually, why not? Just make sure it's nice and secure. Nikki says, Yogi, I love that you don't have ads in the middle of your streams. I watch every one of yours before ads. Once you get monetized, if you decide to continue that way. That's such a great question, though, and such a kind and generous question, Nikki, because obviously Nikki's a floss tuber, so she knows how it flows. So you could choose to monetize the channel when you meet the criteria. I'm kind of halfway there. So once that happens, I'll make a judgment call. The general videos would be monetized, I think, like, you know, regular channels. But with a stream, I haven't made up my mind because there is a slow-mo. There's a minimum ad mode, or I can just turn the app off, ad off if it's distracting, because the streaming experience, you know, you don't want ads to come in like every 15 minutes. That won't happen, okay? So I might have a test on minimum ads because we're doing long streams. So I presume they will look at the length of the stream and maybe place it in, I don't know, every hour or something. I think that's probably acceptable. But if it's more frequent than that, I'll turn it off. I don't have a problem with that. So I think the streaming experience needs to be, you know, non-disrupted. But thank you for asking that question. And I'll, you know, kind of make a judgment call as the time comes. Thank you, Nikki. Suzanne says, stitching masterpieces, she uses 3 different colors pen, yes, to mark her stitches, stitched area. Maybe good idea. Yes, I noticed what she's doing is because she actually turned on the 5 by 5 block markers on, I think maybe on her patterns as well, because Saga allows you to do that along with the 10 by 10 border. But she also used a different color pen marking the middle center there, so she has more reference point to make sure her stitches are in the correct area. And I might consider doing that. If I start to mess up locations quite a lot, as you can see, I count a lot because I don't trust myself. So, you know, that's definitely one option. But at the same time, it's a balance between, I like the clear canvas look. You know, I like sort of knowing that I'm stitching on really clean canvas. So when you have so many lines crossing over, particularly if you're doing 25 counts, then that could be a little bit distracting. So if I get the friction pens working, because the lines are quite fine. Do you know what type of pens she uses? I do notice a lot of like pink and blue lines on her canvas. So it's a balance between a relatively, you know, nice looking canvas versus making a lot of mistakes. So 168, 168. Steve's, Steve's, oh, Joyce is here. Hello. Joyce says, hello, everyone. Good evening, Joyce. And Steve says, Yogi's lying about drinking tea. Hush, hush, Steve. You know, don't tell anyone. This is a secret between you and me. It takes one to know one, right, Steve? And Steve downed the neat vodka after writing that comment. Yeah. Well, the thing is, the scary thing is, Steve, I don't need to be drunk to make mistakes. I can do it all by myself. I can do it all by myself. I'm that good, okay? So watch and learn, Steve. Watch and learn. So these two should be in the right location there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fingers crossed. Oh no! Hang on. 2. I told you. What did I say, Steve? I'm very good at this. I do it all by myself. No help is needed. One, 6, 8. Pinot Grigio. Nice and fresh. Steve, great choice, great choice. All the way Italian. And you have someone's eating Alfredo sauce as well. There's an Italian theme going on there. Suzanne says she uses those thin friction pens. Okay. They're from like Temu. Right. So maybe similar ones as Joyce. Joyce has got a whole set of different color ones. I'm going to get those and see if I have better luck. Because the current one I've got, even though it's the same brand, but maybe different variation, and it doesn't draw very well on the fabric. I literally have to drag and the ink just wouldn't come out. And I just felt like I'm destroying my canvas there. So I might try again, give it another go. What? River says, just have fish and clams. Whoa. That sounds very seafoody. Steve says I got caught up quick. Secret between you and me, Steve. No one needs to know. 3042. You know, a spot of wine and stitching sounds civilized to me. Sounds lovely. And maybe some cookies as well, even better. 3042. 3042. Suzanne says I bought a pack from Temu. I've never bought any from. Is that how it's pronounced? Temu. I don't know if I trust them. It sounds terrible. I've never shopped with them. It's just like sometimes they pop up on Instagram, and if anything that's from them, you tap through. Literally, you're bombarded with overlays and pop-up ads everywhere. Spin this, you know, like choose that. I just can't live with that stuff, unfortunately. I stick with Amazon if I can find them, or Etsy. But Amazon, most of the times you can find most things. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's a very good company. So apologies. I don't mean to bash them. I've never used them. So I don't know. That's the truth. But it's just, I don't like a lot of pop-up ads. I just think it's unnecessary. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. But that's just me. I like my peace and quiet. And there's a bit of a tail here. So far, so good. So far, so good. No mistakes so far that has been spotted yet. Okay. Very good. Very good, Yogi. Keep it going. 3024. 3024. Oh, Suzanne says the one I've got, you're referring to the friction pen I've got. She says, to make the ink go down, I tap the pen point downwards. I think I tried that. These, I don't know the difference between this one and one Joyce has, but I can draw, I can show you what it's like when I draw. Literally, I have to drag it so hard, and a little tiny bit of ink will come out. Look, can you see that? It's creating a lot of drag of my fabric, and you can hardly see the ink coming out. I have to draw and draw and draw 5 times before, yeah, I have to lay over it. And I just felt, I think, you know, this is really robust, Ada, but on 25 counts, I just feel like I'm destroying the fabric just to draw lines 5 times over and over. So that's the situation right now. So I'm gonna have to friction erase this, see if it works. There you go. It doesn't like it. Never mind. It's a different color anyway, so it's not like I need any more reasons to make mistakes. Now I have an excuse. Now I have an excuse. There's an extra line there that Suzanne asked me to draw. Grace says, I'm sorry, but I have to leave early again today. Wednesday afternoon, I have appointments. Oh, absolutely. So I can't stitch with all of you whole time. I'll rather stay and stitch here with you. I know, Grace, and definitely get on with anything that you have to do. This is archived, so you can always come back and watch it. And it would be great to have you in the chat, but you know, you can still watch all the chat and you know what's going on here later on in your own time. Okay, enjoy your appointment, whatever you're doing, and come back to us next time, and whenever you have some free time, and come and hang out with us. Oh, tap it downwards like that. I'm doing what I'm told. Like that. Is it better? We can try again on a different area. Maybe I can count another 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10. Oh yeah. Maybe, yeah, I seem to come out a little bit better. This is one single attempt. Or maybe. It's still quite faint, but better, definitely better. Thank you, Suzanne. Maybe I'll give it a try like this on 25 counts and see how it goes. Very great tip. Very great tip. Because it's the same brand. It's the same brand. It's just different, slightly different variation of it. Thank you, Susan. You see, I can always count on the chat. All the experts and experienced stitchers in the chat. Let's have a look. 3024. 3024. It's a light color. I think I haven't done these ones. Need to double check. Why don't I take 2 threads out? And Carol H is joining us. Hello, everyone, she says. Hello to Carol. Natalia is having her beauty sleep time. Time for a little nappy nap for Natalia. So night-night. Night-night to Natalia. Have a lovely sleep with cinnamon cookies in the dreams. And some hot chocolate. Maybe some Pinot Grigio as well. You know, can't beat a combination. One, two, three. What Nikki says, I get my CXC from Temu, $20 for the whole set. Wow, That's a half price from the UK. The UK is about £45. So, oh no, it's less than half. My hair's spinning. My math isn't good, and you probably know that already. I can't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't even count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4 here, right below this purple stitch. One more here. But you can't have everything, you know. I mean, I can slow stitch, you know. That's a talent on its own. So my math is naturally not very good. Because you have some, you lose some, you know. 3024. It's going back. Right, moving forward. Oh, so far so good. 3 stitches. Yay. Oh, beautiful color, this one. 3814. I'm excited. Beautiful, beautiful greeny blue with a bit of yellow in there, I can see. Oh, how good is this color? How beautiful is it? And by the way, I'm using DMC for this project. I just like the slight kind of shininess and glossiness of the thread for this piece. I think it's perfect. And 3 stitches. Amazing. One more stitch below. Now I have more surrounding stitches. It becomes less and less, well, she says, likely to kind of stitch in the wrong area, because you start to see the build up of the stitches within this area. Optimistically, she says. Nah. 3814. Next one. 3 stitches, 3, 7, 8, 7. 3, 7, 8, 7. Just trim the threads here so they're even. So over here, 3 stitches. I can see something forming here. Is this green is kind of, there's a definition happening here. One, two, three. Oh, I can see it's forming some sort of circly shape there. So this one, I'm going to tuck in here. A7, 37A7, 37A7. Frankie says, bye everyone, my cookies are calling me. See, she needs undivided attention for these cookies. So she wants to concentrate. Frankie, enjoy your cookies. I hope they're delicious. And Susan, yes, bye, bye Frankie. Yes, enjoy the cookies. $3.90, $3.90, $9.30, sorry. $9.30. $9.30, 3 stitches. So all the 14 counts I've got so far, I've been stitching with not CXC, but there are 14 counts cross stitching kits I've got. You've probably seen quite a few. I've got 4 of them ongoing right now, and they all come with their own floss, and all of them are compatible with DMC, but the textures are different. DMC is very smooth and a little bit shiny in texture, so the stitching experience is different, and I love the fact that they're all different, so I get to enjoy all of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 here. Hmm. One, two, three. There's one more here. There we go. It's getting a little bit faster as the stitch count increases with each color, and that's the beauty of this way of stitching. 9:30, 9:30. Oh, hang on. No, it's not. Need to pop this one back. 37A7. 3, 7. Oh, hang on. Have I stitched? the right color. Yes. 3787. That's done. 1, 2, 3. $9.30. Where did I get this color then? I'm not sure this one's correct. Ooh, just when I think that everything is going so well. Okay, the color is slightly different. Where did I get those ones? Those two. Oh, I see. I might have got the incorrect number. 9:30. Which one did I get? Why will I get this one? 9:30. 9:30. All right. So this one should be the correct color. That's very different. So I think I'll probably need to frog it. Bite the bullet and frog. It's frogging time. So for some reason, I picked this color. For some reason, I probably read the numbers wrong. Maybe I read the wrong number again. Maybe I looked to the unbold color again. Never mind. It's okay. It's okay. I will frog these 3 stitches and redo it. 9:30. It should be relatively easy to frog. There's 1, 2, and 3. Here we go. Out with the weapon, the sharp object, and go. And just make sure that I frog the right stitch. And that one is not correct. Why would I pick the color is totally different? You know, I'm not drinking Pinot Grigio. What excuse do I have? Maybe it's a mint tea. The mint tea. I blame the mint tea. Here we go. Carla says, no cookies for me. I eat melon with, prosciutto. Is that the dried meat? The dried ham thingy? Prosciutto, I think it's the really thinly sliced cured meat. Similar to ham, but with real slice of meat, I think. I know I'm vegan, but I'm well versed in the dry meat department. No, once upon a time I used to eat meat as well, so I know. Nikki says, you have so much self-control, Fran. I'll have to go outside the box. Oh, you mean stitching within this area? Have you tried it, Nikki? It's fun. It's fun because it's kind of a color completion within whatever area that you define. You can make it big or small. Well, I know you'll probably make it quite big, but for me, this is my comfort zone. No, this one I find it's nice to have to make rules for the hard stop. I kind of enjoy that. I know some days I just want to wander and around the neighborhood, you know, just stitch and stitch. But I quite like the structure of having a defined area from time to time. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the correct color, everyone. Now, all is well, all is well. Back on track. So I just need to read the thread colors carefully, because with this app, for some reason, I keep reading the wrong one. Why? Why do I do that? Okay, 9:30, popping back. And let me have a sip of my tea. Nikki says, I tried with royal rolls. Oh, Gritty has to go. Nine, Gritty. Yes, it's probably she's 1 hour ahead of me, so like Joyce. So it's nappy nap time. Nikki says, I try with royal rolls and always ending up doing cross country. I can totally see that, Nikki, with you. Yeah, I can totally see that. I can see that. But you know, there's this method, I think Joyce mentioned it. It's called folding, folds and frolic, or something along those lines. And what you do is you basically, you could potentially just do a tower normally, almost like royal roll, but use one thread, and depends on how long the leftover thread is. Once you do the color completion, it could be 1 block, 2 blocks. Once you're done, correct me if I'm wrong, this is my understanding, you have a designated block to fill in, okay, 1 or 2 blocks. Once you've done that, if you have any left over, you can go cross country, you can go frolicking and stitch around the surrounding area as much as you like. So, you know, not a lot happening perhaps if you're having a short thread, but if you have a longer thread, literally you can do both. You can do something like royal roll, color completion, block by block, and then you can go cross country. So if you like both, you can do both. There you go. Maybe that's the next thing I'll try to see what happens. See if I get totally lost and never find my way back, which is entirely possible. 3766, 4 stitches, everyone. 3766. Each stitch going up is a milestone. 3766. And this app, it's got the feature called, I think it's called navigation, auto navigation, meaning that if you choose to stitch from minimum to max or max minimum, any kind of way you want to flow, once you completed one color, it automatically jumps to the next color and have the next color highlighted for you. And I have it turned on, so I literally don't have to open the thread list and pick the next one. It just moved on for me. It just jumps to the next color. It's clever, let's say. It's clever. Never thought I needed it, but I like it. Nikki asks, what piece are you doing royal roll with? Currently is the grandmom's loft, grandmom's attic, the Amy Stewart piece there. So I switched method there. Previously I was doing color completion, 1 block at a time. And the last session was actually, it went quite well with royal rolls. So I might continue with that. I think each piece is calling for a different way of stitching. It's really interesting. It's almost like you're communicating with your project and it tells you what it needs, how it wants to be done. Oh, I love this color. Now I'm going to take this thread actually away from it and go to the nearby stitch here and discreetly tuck in my thread here. Let's see if we can notice any thread there. I can't. Disappears. Three, 7, 6, 6. And remind me, Nikki, what are you doing full cross or half stitches with the sweet shop? I know you're doing on a 32 count, a 32 count fabric, right? 3A, 4A. Beautiful. Oh, Nikki's doing 10 stitches with 32 count one strand. Right. So similar with the little kitchen, right? Pretty much. I need to work on that piece very soon as well. And move forward slightly. So many pieces to stitch on. It's a very similar color to the stitch before. Very similar. 3A, 4A, just double checking. I don't trust myself. And one stitch above. I just record the dreams I had last night. It's so strange. Just right now. Just suddenly I remember what I dreamed last night. It's one of those anxiety dreams where you try to meet some sort of you try to get to I think I was trying to catch the plane and I couldn't find my ticket. And also as when I was about to take go to the airport, I forgot what time my plane was. It just you know, sometimes you have these dreams of missing deadlines, missing appointments, and you do your best trying to call a place, but when you pick up the phone, you can't find the keypad or something, so you can't dial a number or can't find a number in your phone book, contact, whatever. It's weird, man. It's very frustrating. 3A, 4A. And I think I had one of those dreams last night. I just remembered. What is it trying to tell me? Next one, 4 stitches, 7 3 8, 7 3 8. Hello, Dolly. That's my little kitty. Hello, babe. How are you? You alright? She needs some attention, like now. She's sniffing my toes. You okay, babe? Four stitches. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I just saw this line there and thought I hit the other end of the block, which is not supposed to. So 1 2 3 4. Hopefully it's getting a little bit easier, less mistakes. The thing is, if I reduce the blocks to 4, then it feels a little bit too confined. It feels like I'm doing one block. 7 3 8. And having 6, it does increase the possibility of stitching in the wrong area, for me anyway. 6 1 2. 6 1 2. Sarah says dreams are about being late are common and often reflect anxieties and pressures in your waking life rather than literal lateness. Those dreams can be symbolized feeling of inadequacy, fear, or failure. Whoa. Okay. Time to book a therapy session. That's interesting. I actually have those type of dreams from time to time, and because consciously, I think I'm quite sort of generally I don't have a high level of anxiety that I'm aware of, but I'm sure everybody probably have some sort of concern about things or uncertainty about things for sure. I think that happens, and sometimes I suppose it manifests into your dreams, and I hate those dreams because the level of frustrations. I have the missing the plane type of dreams enough times that I know it's a thing. And each time I just wake up thinking, oh, thank God that was a dream. or missing. Oh yes, the last time I had it. It wasn't that long ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago. I was missing the time to be on class on time. I was trying to go to a class to teach, and when I arrived, everybody was already there, and I was so I felt so bad because they were waiting for me, and as I was about to start, something happened in the studio. The class couldn't start, and then we have to switch to a different location. Similar kind of pattern, different context, but there's a pattern emerging there. The fear of missing the deadline for some reason. 612. 612 going back. I certainly have no deadline with my stitching project, so it's probably not that. No deadline whatsoever. Totally my own pace. And Sarah says, struggling to meet expectations, particularly in areas like work, school, or personal goals. Oh, Sarah is definitely an expert here. She says, they may also highlight desire for change or a fear of missing out on opportunities. Whoa. Susan says stitching therapy. Yes. Yes. And I'm in a school of thinking that, a lot of times we have this type of sort of subconscious anxiety here, maybe not on the surface, because on the surface, if you ask me, I'll say, oh, I'm confident and peaceful, no problem, I deal with things. But I do think when when I notice there sort of this type of subconscious thing going on there, I like to look at it straight on rather than going, oh, maybe I don't, think about it. Because anything's not dealt with is going to create a build-up, and it's going to manifest it, and it's going to come out in different ways, maybe ways you don't expect and don't want to, perhaps. So, I like to tackle it head on, look at it with my own eyes, 2 eyes. I don't have 3, okay? Maybe the 3rd eye in yoga terms. The space between your brows is the 3rd eye chakra. But normally I have 2 eyes, okay? 501. 501. Because I learned from mistakes when I was, teenage years, the things that I went through. I kind of shopped it, in a wardrobe somewhere, closet, not dealing with it. And they do come out, make no mistake. Anything you kind of try to sweep under the carpet, don't worry, it will come back. It will find its opportunity. So I learned to kind of deal with it, even when it's uncomfortable. I want to at least have an inner conversation with it and see what it's about. And a lot of times when you look at whatever issues you have, if you can look at it face to face, it kind of lessens. It has less impact on you, I think. But some stuff takes time, Some stuff is kind of coming from whatever happened in your life. But I think it's much better to deal with it head on. Carla says, Carla, the therapist, says, I think it's because the extreme cross-country talk. Exactly. See what Nikki's is doing to me. Now I'm having strange anxiety dreams because of extreme cross-country. Totally. That must be it. Thank you, Dr. Rebello. Nikki says that, yes, I have no deadlines with stitching. It's relaxing for me. I know. I'm so glad that we have this way of relaxing. You know, it is therapy, because any activity that you're able to kind of just sit down and do and enjoy, it's got to be therapeutic. No doubt about it. That's why I think this is the last thing you should have deadlines for. One more stitch here. Looking good, looking good. Sorry, I just asked Google. Yes, your Googling ability is amazing, Sarah. 501. Nikki, I think you meant to say one stitch at a time. That's why you're so fast, because you're doing one square at a time. Whereas I do it one leg at a time. Much slower. I just tried one square at a time option. Oh, I'm on 9 stitches. 3760. 3760. Beautiful. Let me see if we can manage all the stitches with this not very long piece. Yes, I know, Cheryl. How exciting. 7. And now it's 9. And sometimes you could jump from like 5 stitches to suddenly 15. You know, it really depends on the pattern that you're stitching. So you never know. It's full of surprises. Oh, for extreme cross stitching, one square at a time. Extreme sport. And Nikki is an athlete of yes, Shara, thank you for the report. Nice stitches. But I'll see if I can finish, you know, do all 9 stitches with this thread plus ending. Who knows? These are big stitches. Because for 25 counts, this will be more than plenty. One down here. I love this color though. I just love the color scheme here. Because when I looked at the mock-up, it looked kind of quite bright and light, but the actual colors, once they're stitched, is actually, it's got that earthy tone to it, which is a lovely surprise. You know, because I was kind of thinking more along the line of Amy Stewart kind of color palette, light and bright. But this is very, very, you know, it's got the earth tone. It's Really pretty. Oh, I've got 1, 2, 3, 3 more. Can I make it with this tiny bit of thread left? Questionable. Any betting person? What do you think? 3 stitches. And the last one is slightly far away. Whoa, I don't know. I think I might need to end it here, otherwise I'm going to run out of the length to even tuck in the thread. Okay, sometimes you have to admit defeat in the game of extreme stitching, extreme ending with a tiny bit of thread left. Okay, that's okay, I don't mind. So there's 2 more to go. Let me bring out a new piece of thread here. 3760. 3760. Suzanne says, so remember when I was saying about, I thought this reminded me of Carl Larson paintings. I look at the little bio for this artist, and she says she used his work as inspiration. Oh, interesting. So here's a connection. I see. Yes. It's like if you look at it's Austrian painter, it's a Klimt. It's got very distinctive style, very stylized painting, and his protege is called Egon Schiele, I think is how it's pronounced. Maybe I butchered that. And he's got certain characteristics of his master's style, but he kind of has his own twist and extension from that. So you can definitely see some connection there, but they're not identical, and that's very interesting. Let me see. Let me roll back and 3760. Just want to pop the thread back. Yes, because if you just look at the mock-up, it looks, quite pastel color with everything. You don't really see that earthy tone just by looking at the mock-up. So it's a lovely surprise. 10 now. 3364. 3364. 3364. 10 stitches. Amazing. And I tried to Google Kim Jacobs. I couldn't find much. I think there may be a couple of pictures that maybe it was her, but there is no bio, there's no wiki. So I don't even know where she's from. Suzanne says, while I was doing weaving training, we took a field trip to his home, referring to Carl Larson. It was beautiful there. His wife was a famous weaver. Oh, in her own right. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh, Cheryl. You're quite right. There are 2 more left. I totally forgot. I was wondering, why am I holding extra thread for this color? I'm already done. Oh my goodness. What do I do without you? Cheryl, I think if anybody's going to get a trophy tonight, it will be you. I'll see if I can find it. I've been trying to find that damn trophy for ages. Someone says just roll to the part that's got sports and stuff like that. And anybody who can find a trophy to Cheryl, please. She deserves a trophy. I've got one with a crown. I can't find it. I keep scrolling. I get animals. I get pigs, ducks. I've got all sorts of farm animals. No trophy. I'll find it. Oh, I've got cakes as well. I've got cakes. Yes. Where is it? It's supposed to be in the sports section. They don't make it easy, do they? Oh, somebody found it. Suzanne has found it. She beats me. And I'm determined to find it. I found a crown, though, which is quite nice. Why don't I give you that one? Yes. The Queen of Observation for you. 3760. 3760. I totally forgot. I stopped and started talking and see what happens. 3760. And I was thinking, why am I still holding this blue thread? I thought I was going mad. Yes, I have 2 more stitches. Yeah, everybody's got a trophy. One day I'll find it, okay? I might even create an emoji myself. just so I don't have to look. Seriously. They don't make it easy. Yes, I do have 2 more. One over here. Oh, I know I can always rely on you, chat. And there's one more in the next row. Let's that down. There's one more here. 3 stitches from the left. Beautiful job, Cheryl. You did it again. 2 days in a row. Let's keep it going. Yes, now I'm done with this color. 3760. See, you are paying attention. Very good. Very, very proud of you. No, this is the right color. Now 10 stitches. How exciting. Shower says you're British. I'll take a crown as a compliment. Yes, the crown is yours. You're the Queen of Observation. It's the official title. You're, yes, that's a new title here. You plumb this one down properly. I think it's the right color. I have to double check, triple check. I just do not trust myself, particularly with Saga. Just keep looking at the wrong color, wrong number. Oh, Joy says, do you know there's a search function for emoji? I was looking for that as well, because sometimes some messengers, if you type in words, it will bring up any emoji that's related to that. It's quicker. I can't do it. I can't find it on YouTube. It seems to just be an endless scrolly situation here. And there's no tabs, you know, in groupings. But I suspect once you found it, it will be under your recently used section. It might make it easier to find, but it's the initial search that I failed multiple times. I basically found everything under the sun, you know, all the desserts and delicious food and farm animals, but I couldn't find the trophy. Where is the trophy? Clearly it's there because some of you are using it. Cheryl says, love that color. Yes, it's beautiful. Green, so grassy. That's the treat for the eyes as we're stitching. We're looking at the fabric, the thread so closely and appreciate every, you know, the texture of the threads. And particularly with 14 counts, you can really see the stitches nice and clear. I love it though. Two and one down. So far, so good. So far, so good. No news from Cheryl is good news. I'm gonna get nervous every time Cheryl says something. I go, ooh, is it me again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is there a search function? Is there? On YouTube? There's a search next to symbol recently used. I can't see that. I'm on Firefox. I don't know whether that has anything to do with it. I lost with this. And also you don't need that many emojis. They've got like entire universe library of emojis. Majority of them probably not used by anybody. Uh, 3364. Pop it back. Oh, bedtime for Joyce. Yes, indeed. It's half past 12 for Joyce. Have a beauty sleep, enjoy it, and may your dream to be sweet and full of cupcakes, cinnamon cookies. 99 to Joyce. Oh, River, that's why. I was reading your last comment and go, huh? Is River on Pinot Grigio as well? You know, no, River says my previous comment got cut off. Started to say, I love this little group here. Yes, me too, me too. I know. And over there, move on to the next one. And I'm gonna keep going till around midnight, so a few more minutes for me to do the next color. Oh, very beautiful. This one, 11 stitches. Very nice. 3A16. 3A16. To take off 2 threads here, 2 strands. Sarah says, I love this group too. I don't leave the house much and don't know anyone that stitches. I don't know anyone that stitches, to be honest. If they are stitching, they're not telling me. But then again, I don't talk about it necessarily. It just doesn't come up, does it? I don't suddenly go, whoa, do you do full coverage stitch? Do you know Amy Stewart? Amy Stewart, anyone? You know, boomerang at anybody? Does it make sense? And no, I bet I'll probably hear a really loud silence, you know, if I ask such questions. And that's why this group is so nice, because anything you throw out there, there's someone that knows. Someone has experience on something, on information. Oh, this one, I might do a little Danish roll here, because I want to take the thread back to the left. Yeah, I think I do. There are 2 more stitches to the bottom. I'll come back to take care of it. But I want to float from right to the left. So 1 leg at a time is a very good option. Suzanne says, this group has been great. I'm really grateful for all of you. I know it's teamwork, isn't it? It's like, if people don't come together, there's no group. And by just gathering together and enjoying each other's company and just chat, you know, there's no burden or anything, no obligation to do anything. And you just dip it in and out how you like it. It's nice and relaxing. It's wonderful. And we can talk about anything that anyone is willing to talk about, want to share. And we'll respect everybody's, you know, privacy, but everybody is free to share whatever they want. That's a beautiful way to interact with each other. The crickets? Cheryl. One more stitch here. Suzanne says, I'm glad it also leads to a Facebook group as well. You know, I totally didn't plan anything, to be honest, or to be totally honest with you. I don't have a master plan. I just started this, you know, little channel here. If you look back on my, probably my live streams of the first month or so, I was practically sitting here stitching by myself, talking to myself, and enjoyed it, you know. That's the only reason it's sustainable for me, because, you know, it's a, I don't know, it's a really intimate space, and you guys come in to chat with me, to interact with me and each other, and then somehow someone suggested something like a Facebook, and I go and create one. You know, if you ask me a month ago or 2 months ago, You know, you're going to have a Facebook group. I said, well, why will I do that? Because I didn't even use Facebook for ages. You know, I had an account once upon a time, didn't like Facebook, and I didn't use it for a long time. I think that's probably the same with a lot of people. A lot of people abandon Facebook. But a group is fantastic, you know. It's kind of a support system outside of streaming time. You know, people come together and talk about things at the stream, and then they can go about and post stuff, you know, and share further. 24 hours a day, it's open there for you with a Facebook group. It's amazing. And everybody's been amazing. They post their webs, share information, support each other. And it kind of just evolves. And, you know, it's the way it should be. It's just the way it should be. Steve says, it's certainly a bit unique being here almost every day. I know. So in the beginning, when I started streaming, I was doing, you know, I have no idea what I was doing and still don't. Okay. So you probably figured that. But I was streaming maybe every other day, every couple of days. And I thought, well, yeah, this is enjoyable. And I was kind of talking to myself and go, well, will I be able to do a streak of 30 days? Just, you know, see if it's possible as a daily thing to do. And to be honest, I didn't think it was. I just thought, well, you know, wouldn't that, you know, what would I be doing or talk about? Let me take a sip of my tea. But I thought, well, I would never know if I don't give it a try. So I didn't make any announcements and say, hey, I'm going to do it every day. Because as soon as I do that, my knowing myself, I'll probably try to rebel against that because it becomes a commitment. There's no commitment. So, you know, I like to play tricks with myself because I know that I'm a commitment phobe. The moment I say I'll do something all the time, the first thing I want to do is not do that. So even now, if people ask me, do you stream every day? I say, yeah, kind of for now, and see how it goes. And that frees my mind from you know, this mental commitment and go, this is what I'm going to do, you know. And probably similar to the way I stitch, I'm not going to say I'm going to do it this way or that way or this piece or that piece. I just do whatever makes sense. 3363 3363. And as I started to stream, I remember the first 3-4 days, I thought, oh, this is fun. I can do it. Because once you get the setup, you know, ready there, you're just turning the camera on and plug the microphone. That's it. I don't do anything different from how I would normally stitch. And I think that's the key. I'm just here stitching. I'm not doing any kind of, I'm not performing. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing backflip, somersault to impress anyone. I'm just stitching. And if, you know, if you enjoy the experience, come along. But if not, there are many other, you know, different types of floss tube or content that people can enjoy. So it's a very individual choice. And I'm sure a lot of people probably watch without coming onto the chat. And that's the way they choose to enjoy the stream. And that's perfectly fine. There's no obligation for anybody to do anything. You know, I can happily sit here and talk to myself. I did for you know, quite a while. And gradually build up, you know, like this daily habit that's quite effortless, to be honest with you. If you think this is some, you know, high production level, I know it's so beautiful. You think I probably have a team and a director with auto cue there. I don't, okay? And someone go, action, and cut. And then I take my makeup off and my costume off. No, I'm just here stitching with you. That's it. What? River says, I went out a bit ago. They were all discussing bath tissue. Bath tissue? I laughed out loud. I mean, this chat, bath tissue. And then I'm excited about my, oh yeah, the butter needles. Stitching butter, yes. I'm yet to experience that. Right here, let me mark it as I go. I'm gonna get really lost, as usual. It's not like need any more excuses or any reason to get lost with my stitching. Cheryl says, I do the same thing, play tricks with ourselves. Yes, our mind is complicated. It's got a lot of sort of pathological patterns that we build up throughout the years, the automatic. So how do you, so you know sometimes your mind will go one way if you try to do something. So you have to trick it to do it the way you want. You know, like a cat. You cannot force it to do anything, but you can guide your brain to do something you ultimately wanted to do. And I play tricks with myself all the time. What's a past tissue situation? I missed that one. Suzanne says, I really like how you switch projects and switch techniques with the projects. It makes a little different every day. Yeah, I just love it. I love trying new things, and you know, different combination of techniques and stitches creates literally a brand new experience. And that's really helpful when we're working on big projects like we do, keeping things fresh. And you never know, you might discover a new way of stitching that you didn't know before, and to help you to move forward, to enjoy it even more. Why not, you know? It's like that little thread ending techniques that, you know, it drastically changed my way of working with half stitches. You know, that I don't have to have that. There's all these threads tucking down. It's a quality of life changes, you know. Sarah says nobody understands butter needles unless they stitch. I know, even stitchers don't necessarily understand a butter needle unless they have been involved in a conversation that explain what that is, you know. So, and if you don't know what we're talking about, it's basically a brand of needle. Is it Bowen? The Karen Needleberg mentioned that she's described it as stitching like butter, and that got everybody going, because who doesn't want to stitch butter? You know, everybody wants to stitch butter. It's just the way it is. One here. I need to mark as I go, because otherwise I wouldn't know where I am, because there's so many stitches now. We have two more here. Adri is here. Hello. Isn't it very late where you are, Adri? Are you being naughty? And are you in bed with your phone? If you are, very good girl. Carla says, we like your producer because we we came every day again and again. Well done, producer. I'll raise the pay. I'll raise the pay. I'll up the pay. You know, the producer's doing really well. And my team, my team, my people. You can talk to my people. All right. Beautiful. 3363. So River agrees. It does stitch like butter needle. Suzanne says, I don't think that I would do a full coverage on 14, but I'm going to do this project on it. Oh, which project that you're doing 14? Because this is a mini, so even though it will still come out biggish, but not as big if you do a regular size. That would be massive. But we like massive. We're used to it. Size isn't a problem for us. Nice to see you too, Adri. Are you behaving yourself? Getting more weird calls recently? Oh, Adri says, I have tomorrow off. So I'm being naughty. Very good. You have all the rights to be naughty if you have a rest day tomorrow. Very good, very good. Hang out with us. Yes, Tracy says, oh, my love. Tracy says, we were all happy when you canceled No Life Monday after 1 week. Me too, me too. Because I was being sensible. I thought, well, I have Monday, I have a late evening class, and then I have early morning the following day. So I actually took 1 day off the week before, Monday off, not 1 week off. And when I came home, it was late, grant you. It was like 10 o'clock when I settled down on my desk. And I was thinking, oh, I fancy a spot of stitching. So the Monday off, I was stitching on my own. I was thinking, what am I doing here? If I'm going to stitch anyway, because I thought maybe I wouldn't want to stitch. I'll be tired and, get to bed early. And you're probably not surprised, I wanted to stitch. And I was thinking, what am I doing? If I'm going to stitch anyway, I might as well stitch with everybody. And so, yes, this week I resumed to normal operation. And it was fine, absolutely fine. So 6:40. And I'm glad you're happy too. That's a very nice thing to say. Trying to get another strand out of this color. AG said, I'm so glad Mondays are back. Yes. I announced too soon. I was just saying, hey everyone, from now on Mondays will be rest days. And at least I tried, I said, well, because if I'm going to be super tired on Tuesday morning, then maybe, a rest would be a good option. But it was totally fine, no problem. Nice and strong. No props. Tracy says that Monday was no fun. It's hard to get on with you. Yes, yes. It's all coming back, all coming back. I'm sure there'll probably be days that I have to, rest for whatever reasons. Because occasionally, as being a yoga teacher, that there is such a thing as emergency cover for other teachers. It doesn't happen that much, and to be honest, I try to deal with it, sort of not to feel obligated to do it, because occasionally, teachers might have something come up and you step in to cover for their classes very last minute. The closest call I ever had, because there's a studio I teach nearby as well, the nearest one was literally about 10 minutes before the class was about to start, and she was stuck in the traffic. I think not stuck in the traffic, her bicycle got punctured and she couldn't move forward, and she was still quite far away. So I stepped in, because I live nearby, stepped in to cover for her, because otherwise she will have a whole room of students come to the class and have no teacher and have to go home without a practice. That is terrible. Really terrible. I think any yoga teacher or any fitness teachers would tell you that's the worst thing can happen, because all these people plan their lives around to come to the studio and there's no teacher, even though it's not the teacher's fault. Sometimes people get sick, something happens, emergencies. So covering for other teachers is a sacred task. As a yoga teacher, I take that very seriously, but still within reason. If it is something that I know is going to compromise my energy, let's say if I have, important things to get on as well, then I will certainly will not take on the task. I'll try to find other teachers, try to help out. But yeah, I'm sure that will probably happen at some point. But other than that, I'm good. If everything is planned, then I'm all good to come on every day so far. But hush, hush, I don't want to say it, because my mind is going to go, oh, do you really? So let's keep it a secret. Let's keep it a secret. Same time, same place. Well, not the same time, same place. Suzanne says, you stitch without us. I know. How terrible. I was sitting there thinking, well, I could have just turned the camera on. But it was quite late though. It was like 10:30, 11 as I was into my session. So I thought, well, I don't know. But then late for me might not be late for you guys, right? Because most of you probably still in a very civilized hour where you are. AG says, yes, Yogi stitched without us. Without us, she was naughty. I know. How dare I? Nikki says, do you teach every day? Close every day. I have most of the weeks. It fluctuates sometimes. Most weeks I try to have at least 1 or 2 days clean, a kind of rest day. Rest day as in rest day teaching. So those days I would maybe go to classes to practice with other teachers as a student, because it's important to be a student as well. So I choose to do that. So it's healthy to clear up, time to do that. You can't just charge forward and teach every day. I know teachers that teach every day, something will give. They're going to get fed up. So I normally have at least 1 day. Some weeks I don't have 2 days, but I at least have 1 day. That's, rest day fully. And I don't teach more than 3 classes regularly. the occasions I teach 4, but those are exceptions. So it's about preserving that inner energy. It's not about physical energy. And physical energy, I can do yoga all day long. But teaching is different. Teaching, it requires a different tank of, inner, how to describe, kind of space, because you're creating space for the students. You're giving them energy in some way, not in the cheerleader kind of way, but you're transferring, you're exchanging that energy with the student, and they give it to you as well. That's why it's so beautiful when everything come together, when they, really want to work hard with you, they trust you, and it's something that I cannot describe with words. It makes me want to weep when I talk about it. It's a kind of a mutual, deep, it's kind of deep trust with each other. Even though there may be students that know anything about me, I don't know them at all in a personal sense. But it's about, surrendering to that space, to another person to guide you through the practice. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I wouldn't exchange it for anything. Tracy says, Yogi needs what's a Ko-fi account for us to take turns getting her a Tuesday coffee? Oh, coffee accounts. Oh, that's so kind of you, Tracy. Well, there's never felt, well, you have no obligation to reward me with anything at all. You being here is a gift to me. But there's a super chat option there. But then again, it's not something that I'll ever ask for. But I know, just give me a like and just turn up here and chat with me. It makes me very happy. And 793. This thread back. Suzanne says, I was just turning off my TV when I saw you started your live, so I went to bed. Cheryl says, sounds like no Monday. Oh, deal breaker. Beautiful. Oh my God, 13 stitches. That's true. And this will be my last color, I think. Oh, 13, not bad at all. It's kind of jumping up with no particular sort of stitch count. You could go way up. And let's have a look. It's a beautiful blue as well. What a beautiful ending. 793. 793. It's really beautiful. Is it 14? No, it's 13 stitches. 13. We're firmly in number 13. I'm very happy with that. Oh, Steve says it's disturbing how YouTube takes out of your contribution if you do it through there. Yes, I think all platforms do that. Buy Me a Coffee does that, Patreon does that, and YouTube does that, all of them, because it's just, their model right now. They do take a nice chunk there by using, just because you're using their platform. Yeah, there's no escape from that, I'm afraid. But then they are providing a service, so fair game. Oh, Nikki, you're always the first one, Nikki. Thank you for the first super chat in the history of the channel. Nikki, you made it. Do not feel any obligation to do so, guys, but I'm really, really grateful. I might be able to buy some new hoops to replace those ones I've destroyed by pulling the fabric too hard. Thank you, Nikki, my love. Thank you. That's very, very generous, very kind. I like the emoji as well. The purple lady with pink hair with a large bicep. It's not me. I don't look like that. I don't have pink hair. Purple arms. Yes. All power to our stitching. All the stitchers. Wherever you are. Nikki's always the first one. And I think I got this one wrong. Oh, very close call. Very close call here. Here. No, go get those butter needles. Yes, it's probably about the right price for it because I checked. They cost double the amount of John James needles. Maybe I'm just looking in the wrong place, or maybe we just pay more over here. Yes, exactly. Get the butter needles. That's hilarious, Steve. Susan says, surely you're not having kill your new hoops already. Not yet, not yet. So my strategy now is by having more hoops, maybe keep the projects on the hoops, not permanently, but as long as possible before I need to move them. So I don't need to kind of disturb, or, it probably creates little bit less wear and tear. Again, why is this stitch? I keep stitching in the wrong place. See, when there's sort of a strange formation of the stitches, I start to get a little bit. It should be here. For some reason, I keep stitching the wrong place. Try not to be a hoop killer too frequently. I like to redeem myself. And there's one more over here. I'm going to mark the stitches, otherwise I'm going to get lost. That's 7 more. One, two, three here. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 5 more to go with this color. It is getting faster. It needs a little bit of patience and concentration beginning. And that's probably where one will make most mistakes. I.e. me. We're still making mistakes. But But once you get through the loose stitches, things do get faster and easier. And the last two. Hopefully in the right spot. There you go. And I'm going to tuck this thread in somewhere nearby. And Nikki says, see, you practice for extreme country cross country. I doubt it. It's like extreme cross the yard. Okay, this is my yard, slightly bigger than a small room. Okay, but this is let me stay in my yard, Nikki. Yes, let me pop this back. 793. 793. There you go. Right, guys, let's have a look. Now, let me zoom out a little bit and see where we are today. Let me just tease this bit out so it doesn't stick out of the fabric. So, today, here, let me zoom out a little bit. Move it over here. So today, I worked a little bit of this area to fill in more stitches. So all the three blocks are there, all filled in, and a few more to go. So I like to switch back and forth because the pale colors do, you know, kind of drain my eyes a little bit, and I get, you know, slightly fatigued. And then so I'm kind of gonna jump in and out. So today I worked on this block on the right as well, and as you can see, it's forming some sort of line continuation of the block on the left there. And that's the beauty of this way of stitching, because as you're stitching, you're not thinking about what you're stitching, at least I'm not. But now I, you know, zoom out a little bit, I can see what's happening here, and it's really, really nice despite a few misfire stitches, but we managed to find our way back. So it's all back on track, and we on stitch 13 stitches per color as well, and who knows what the next number would be, could jump way up. And so my strategy for this piece would be, you know, kind of moving to the blocks I really want to stitch. I don't want to just wait and just endure the borders here, but there are times I truly enjoy stitching plain colors over here, so I want to keep everything enjoyable and not to be forced into sort of having to charge through areas that I'm not feeling stitching at that moment, and keep the stitching experience as effortless as possible. So that's my strategy for this piece, and to all pieces actually. And let's have a look at my app here. So let me highlight the block here. So this is where I am in relation to the entire piece. This is a mini page, so all the action is happening in the middle there, and there's a border around it. So I will kind of, you know, ease myself into stitching the border from time to time and gradually fill it up. And let's look at the stats today. How am I doing today? Let me pause my sprint here. And someone says sprint means fast. No, not in this case. So on the right there, it says sprint 2. I have completed 277, which is great for you know, this way of stitching, and this is above my average. My average is slightly below 200 most of the time, sometimes even slower. I know it sounds impossible, but I made it possible. I can stitch slower if I want to. And if you look at the upper left, I have broken 4%, ladies and gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, okay, that I would know of. It's 4.43. A round of applause for Yogi. Yes, trophy. Anyone who can find trophy, please give me one. And and before I sign out, I want to show you again this beautiful, beautiful pattern here. So this is what I'm stitching, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait. The more you move down toward the center, there's more options and more actions happening there, and I'm really looking forward, and looking forward to the ride. So with that, everyone, let me just quickly look back on the chat here. Yes. Sarah, thank you. Sarah says, look good, pretty blue. I know, this color scheme is so pretty. And Cheryl says, love all those colors. And Suzanne says, can't wait to start this. Oh, yes, Suzanne. Yes, once you get your fabric. Yes, definitely. And Cheryl, we all have to do that. Yogi, go. Tracy said, go, Yogi, go. Thank you, Tracy. Everybody's giving me trophies. Some trophies are looking a little bit different. And so a round of applause as well. And Steve, thank you, Steve. And thank you, Carla, Rebello, and Suzanne as well. Can't wait for the kitties. I know, Suzanne. This is my driving force to move toward the kitties. Yes, I'll sneak my way there for sure. And thank you, Nikki. Thank you, everyone, for your kind participation. Be patient with me. Thank you so much. And we'll come back and do it again. Guess what? So with that, from the peaceful little town called London, it's 16 past midnight here. Steve is giving me a basketball for random, very random contribution there. Thank you, Steve. I love the ball. And so sweet as well. I think Steve just found the emoji menu and is having a lot of fun there. Yes. And I'm impressed he actually found the trophy as well. Well done, Steve. Well done, Steve. So with that, thank you, everyone. And the chocolate cookie, Tracy. Yes, I know I'm gonna be baking tomorrow, maybe. So night night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you very soon. Live here, right here. See you later. Nighty night. Night night.